Uh, recording. All right. So kind of along with ab rehab, I think just about anyone who's going to watch these later is doing that too. So we'll stick with a little bit of core strength in our theme. Just come to the back of your mat. Come to kneel at the back of your mat. And we've done this first mudra before, the unshakable chest trust mudra. So just going to interlace your fingers and your thumbs are facing up. So interlace all the fingers, thumbs face up, and bring your hands right to heart center. Bring your hands to your chest. Yeah. You can drop hips to the heels. Drop your shoulder blades and close your eyes. With practices like ab rehab, it's pretty easy to just jump in, 5 minutes, done. With your yoga practice, really with everything that you do, even ab rehab, I encourage you to take that time at the beginning to just pause, to notice really yourself, observe yourself. The secret to this practice and to mind body fitness versus other types of movement, at least in my opinion, is we learn to come within, to seek from within, right? To recognize we can't change all the external factors. But when we're able to build trust and confidence in ourselves, it does ultimately shift the way we see the outside as well. And take another breath in here and just slightly lift your chest, reach up to the top of your head. And then take another breath out and drop the shoulder blades, soften your jaw. Just one more full breath in, right where you are. In and out through the nose today, if you can. Exhale. Open up your eyes. Bring the palms of the hands together to touch and just the pointer fingers up. Just like that steeple grip, pointer fingers up. And then lift your hips and lift up through your arms, stretch up, inhale, breathe. So hip bones forward, tailbone down, that little pelvic tilt so that you lengthen out your lower back. Try to drop the shoulder blades, but reach pointer fingers up, big breath in. And then when you exhale, reach up and over to the right. So it's a kneeling half moon. Try to send your hips to the left a little bit. Yeah, tailbone still down. Press into both legs, both shins, tops of both feet. And reach your pointer fingers over to the right. Nice breathing. See if you can find a little bit more of a stretch through the left side body, all the way out through the fingertips. Press into the shins, inhale back to center, navel to spine, reach up. And then exhale, other side, same thing. So hands to the left, hips to the right. And breathe. And what shifts can you make to your body, your breath? Press into the tops of the feet, reach through the pointer fingers. As opposed to like the resistance that's like, why are we doing this on our shins? This is silly, right? Instead of, I can send my hips a little more to the right, maybe I can reach a little more, yeah. Press into the shins, inhale back to center, reach straight up. And when you exhale, child's pose, airplane arms, just release that grip. Swing the arms behind you and drop your forehead to the mat, hips towards the heels, yeah. So keep your toes on tucked, nail beds into the mat. Shift forward to a tabletop position. Inhale. Yeah, keep going. Lift your thighs. Just in that plank position. Breathe. All right, shoulders over wrists. Press into the top of the feet, navel to spine. Breathe in. And then when you exhale, send your elbows directly back behind you. Squeeze your arms in by the sides and lower all the way down to the ground. Sphinx pose, come up onto your forearms and lift your chest and breathe. Yeah. So remember, tailbone towards the heels. Even in this position, can you just send your hip bones forward and your tailbone down? If you do that little pelvic tilt, release the lower back a little bit. Yeah, big breath in, lift your chest. And when you exhale, forearm plank, keep your toes untucked and just press into the forearms, lift your hips, lift your thighs, breathe. Yeah, inhale, lower your hips, lift your chest, Sphinx. And then exhale back to that forearm plank. One more time, big full breath in. Exhale, forearm plank, and hold here. My mom told me the other day that it'd be better if we held poses longer. You can like see the little devil ears rising up out of my head right now. Yeah, forearm plank, toes untucked, navel to spine, lift the thighs, try to soften your face, building that heat. We never want to strain, but like, it's okay to build a little discipline to like get to the point where you're like, why am I here? And to practice breath, discipline, being in that fire. One more big breath in. Exhale, release the knees and push back. Child's pose. Full breath in through your nose. Anytime you do need to let out some of that heat though, open your mouth, exhale. Walk your hands to the knees, lift your chest, interlace the fingers, unshakable trust, hands to the heart. And so that's our sun A. We'll go through 2 times more. Take a breath in, steeple grip, pointer fingers up, reach high, lift up. Exhale, half moon, hands right, hips left. Inhale, center, really stretch up through your pointer fingers. And then exhale, keep that length. Hands left, hips right. Inhale back to center. And when you exhale, airplane arms. Fold forward. Tabletop, lift the thighs, breathe in. Lower all the way down to the earth, breathe out. Sphinx pose, come to the forearms, lift your chest, inhale. Yeah, lift the hips, navel to spine, exhale. 2 more times, drop the hips, lift the chest, breathe in. Press down into the forearms, lift the hips, breathe out. One more time, inhale, chest high. Exhale, navel to spine. Hold here, 5, 4. Soften where you don't need to hold. 2, release the knees, push back, child's pose. Yeah, lift your chest, unshakable trust mudra. One more time, press down into the tops of the feet, lift up, reach up to your pointer fingers. Exhale, half moon, hands right. Use the whole inhale to come back to center. And then the whole exhale to move right over to the opposite side. Yeah, inhale back to center. Exhale, child's pose, airplane arms. Nice big breath in, shift forward, high plank. And then exhale all the way down. Yeah, Sphinx, breathe in. Lift the hips, breathe out. Again, lower the hips, lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, strong. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, this is for you, mom. 10, this time, hold. 9. You got 8, soften your face. 6, unfurl the brow. Just 4, 3, tailbone towards the heels. And release the knees, push back, child's pose. Yeah, unshakable trust, here we are. Come forward to a tabletop. Tuck the toes, hips back, down dog. Yeah, let's find an inverted V shape. So as always, push your hands down and forward into your mat or into the floor, into the earth, whatever you got. Pull the hips up and back. Thighs, knees, shins back. Start to wake up your legs. Inhale to the balls of your feet. And then exhale, bend the knees. Look forward, ragdoll. So feet about hips width distance apart, those two fists between your feet. Yeah, take your hands behind your head today, interlace your fingers behind your head, and then drop your elbows down and in towards each other. Let your head fall heavy. Maybe shift your weight a little more forward into the balls of the feet, hips forward. And if you feel tension in the lower back, bend your knees. Any tension in the back of the neck, bend your knees. Just allowing everything from the hips to the top of the head. Surrender. Need to release. And then release your hands down, toe heel, big toes together to touch. Press down, big toes, little toes, heels, navel to spine, and just nice and slowly roll up to stand. Yeah. Press down into your feet. Unshakable trust, interlace the fingers, thumbs up. Hands to the heart. Yeah. Like a tiny little bend in your knees so you're not locking them out. And then palms together, steeple grip, pointer fingers up, big breath in. Half moon on your exhale, hands right, hips left, just breathe. So same as you did kneeling, try to send your hips a little more to the left, but press evenly into both feet. And rotate the left ribs up and back so you find a little bit more of an opening across the chest. Yeah, from there, stretch your fingers over to the right. Then your hips a little more to the left. Ground down, reach high, inhale. And exhale right over to the opposite side. Hips right, hands left. Rotate the right ribs up and back. Right, breathing. Press into both feet. See if you can just find those little increments with your breath. Hips more to the right. Stretch more to the left. Breathing 3. Right ribs up and back 2. Press down, reach high, inhale. Exhale, just fold forward. Like you're gonna do airplane arms. Let's keep on going. See if you can interlace your fingers behind you. Drop your head. Forward hold. Little shoulder rinse here. Release your hands down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lifts chest forward. And when you exhale, high to low plank, you can step, float, however, but this time you're still sending the elbows directly behind you. Drop down just until your shoulders line up with the elbows. Okay, breathe here. Breathe here. Knees are a great option, but be here. And then don't lower down anymore, but just shift your hips forward, lift your chest up. Upward facing dog. Right? Shift your hips forward as you lift your chest up. So you're just on the tops of your feet. Now, like you were in those planks before. Press it at the tops of the feet. Try to lift your thighs up off of the mat. Yeah, pull your hips forward, lift the chest high. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Big breath in. And then exhale, down dog. Push the hands forward. Pull the hips back, yeah. Inhale the right leg up and back. And when you exhale, right knee to right wrist. Shoulders over the wrists. Right knee to right wrist. Shoulders over the wrists. Elevator lifts. Press into the hands. Puff the shoulder blades up. Try to lift your right knee up. And then slide the right knee down to the wrist again, chest forward. Push into the hands. Puff the shoulder blades up. Try to lift that knee up. And lower back down. Just one more time. Give it a go. Press into the hands. Navel to spine. Lower the knee. Down dog split. Push your hands forward. Pull the hips up and back. Inhale. And when you exhale, runner's lunge or lizard, right foot to the outside of the right hand for now. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. Yeah. And gently walk your hands forward a little bit. And gently pull your hips backwards a little bit. Squeeze your right knee in towards the right shoulder. Hands come forward a little bit. Hips draw back a little bit. Yeah, again, maybe you can walk the hands forward teens a bit more. Keep pulling the hips towards the back of the mat. I'm gonna get a phone call from my mom later. This is not what I meant. Resistance. Just do what you can in the moment. And walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And spin your left foot flat, like warrior two legs. So spin the left foot flat, press into the left baby toe. And then at the same time, drop your hips towards your right heel. So right knee directly on top of the right ankle, if you can get it there. Ground into your feet like that, and then rise all the way up, warrior two. Gaze over the right fingers. Drop the shoulders. Deep, full breath. I never can hold a pose without the song Don't Worry, Be Happy, just streaming through my head. Okay, that's your theme here. And if you can't be happy here, if you need to like adjust your body, maybe palms up to relax the shoulders or whatever it is. If it's just your brain, like, I'm bored, can you come back to breath and just be? But if it's like, I'm not going to be able to lift my arms tomorrow, I'm going to cause injury to myself, you can just hands to hips, no big whoop. Yeah. Yeah. One more breath in. I didn't freeze. Exhale. Yeah, I lied. Inhale, palms up. And then exhale, bring the hands together at heart center. Interlace, steeple grip. So pointer fingers up, take a breath in and reach, stretch your pointer fingers up to the sky, lengthen the arms. And then take a breath out, hinge forward. Extended side angle with that bind in the arms. So pull the left ribs up and back and the right ribs underneath your body and forward. Inhale, just lift your torso back up to center. And then exhale, hinge forward again. All right, inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge. One more time. And then hold that hinge, just for my mama. All right, ribs under, left ribs up and back, drop the hips down and forward. If you feel the panic coming on, try to deepen your breath and soften. All right, exhale, soften. Where can you let go? Where are you unnecessarily tensing up? Or where's your mind doing things? Just exhale to release that, yeah. Still here for 4. Stretch the pointer fingers, 2. Press into the feet, inhale back up to stand, reverse that, a whole thing. Release the bind and just right arm up high, left hand down low. Yeah, peaceful warrior. Drop the hips, lift your chest, take a really big breath in, stretch the right fingers up. And then exhale all the way to a low plank. Just empty out, let it all go, low plank. Up dog, breathe in. And down dog, push the earth away. Breathe out. Left leg high to the sky, big stretch. Exhale, left knee, left wrist, shoulders over wrists. Left knee, left wrist, shoulders over wrist. Yeah, take a breath in there. Exhale, lift your left knee up, navel to spine. Inhale, chest forward, drop the knee. Exhale, push into the hands, puff the shoulder blades up to lift. One more time. Puff up, lift up. Inhale to drop. Exhale here. Yeah, inhale, down dog split, reach left leg all the way up and back. And when you exhale, lizard pose, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Ooh, drop the hips, yeah. Reach your hands forward. Gently draw the hips backwards. Again, hands forward, hips gently backwards. Squeeze your left knee in towards the left shoulder to get into that hip stretch. Teens more. Nice work with your breath. Draw the hips back, lift the right thigh. Just enough effort to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and spin your right foot flat. So you're pressing into the right baby toe. Lift the inner arch of your right foot up. And then drop your hips down and forward towards your left heel. Left knee stacks on top of the left ankle. Yeah, so there's that strong foundation. And then just bring it back to the internal trust. Inhale. Rise and exhale. Soften. Warrior two. And you find the pose, and then if the breath didn't move with it immediately, just bring your attention back to your breath. Yeah. Drop the hips. Release your shoulders. And breathe. Take breath in. Hands to heart center. Exhale, steeple grip. Pointer finger up. Inhale, reach up and stretch up. And then when you exhale, hinge forward towards the left leg. Right, rotate the right ribs up and back. Left ribs are going to go underneath, like cross over your left leg. Inhale back to center. And again, exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, pull the torso up, stretch through the pointer fingers. Exhale, hinge forward. One more time. And then just hold that bound extended side angle. You can always release the bind if you need. Right ribs up and back. Left ribs under, stretch through your pointer fingers. Deep, full breath. Anchored in that breath. And your back foot, yeah. Nice work, okay. Had the glimpse. Take a breath in to pull up, release the bind, left arm high, right hand down on the right leg. All right, drop the hips, lift the chest, take a super, super big breath in. And then exhale all the way down, low plank. Just let it all go. Upward facing inhale. And downward facing dog. Exhale. So take a breath, rise up to the balls of the feet. Let it go, bend the knees, look forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. And forward fold, breathe out. Gently bend the knees and roll up to stand. And when you get all the way up there, hands to heart center. And then to that unshakable trust mudra, interlace the fingers and just turn your thumbs to face up, hands to the heart. And close your eyes. Reconnect to that idea of just being. Come inward. Only focus on your breath. And shift that focus to your foundations. Press into your big toes, little toes, and heels. And as you continue to press down, open up your eyes. Tree pose. Shift your weight over to the right foot. I'll mirror you for a moment. Take the left foot anywhere except the knee. All right. Same mold, leg into foot, foot into leg, and then you can find that unshakable trust mudra again. That same strong core. So hip bones forward, tailbone down, little pelvic tilt. Palms together, steeple grip, reach up and out through the pointer fingers, right? Breathe. Grow your tree, yeah. There's this tree in my front yard, which I always think like the branches are gonna fall because it's got strong roots or something, because those branches are like all sorts of funky. So we're gonna try all sorts of funky. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, send your hands over to the left and your hips to the right. Bend your tree, right? As long as you've got strong roots, a strong trunk. And if you don't, it's okay. We're building it. Yeah. Take enough effort to come back to center. And then see what happens when you send your tree in the opposite direction. So you're gonna send your hips to the left and reach to the right a little bit. Right, breathing. Enough effort to come back to center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, unshakable trust. Send your knee forward, lift it up and release. Yeah. So other side, same idea. Shift your weight to your left foot, find tree. Make the connection. That probably is like the most important connection. The strong trunk, it's foot into leg, leg into foot, right? Foot into leg, leg into foot, yeah. Hip bones forward, tailbone down. Palms together. Pointer fingers up. And when you inhale, reach up and stretch, yeah. And breathe. Yeah, so just like my funky tree, life takes us on these like twists and turns and bends, and oftentimes in the most beautiful ways, sometimes in ways we'd rather not go. It's helping to build, create some flexibility so that we can handle those times where we'd rather not go in that direction. So hips to the left, up and over to the right. All right, breathing. Yeah, you've got this, right? Yeah. My mom's gonna kill me, but all I can think is, hey mom, is this the kind of pose you want to hold for a long time? Is this what you had in mind, mommy? All right, like the center, press down, reach up, inhale. And other side, exhale, hands left, hips right. Let's breathe. And if we're not so reactive, we just learn to go within, to pause, to observe first, we can usually figure things out. Press down into the left foot. And inhale back to center, big breath in. Exhale, unshakable trust. Turn the right knee forward and release it. Ta-da! We're just gonna come back to the front of your mat. Press down into the feet, reach up high, big full breath in. And when you exhale, hinge from the hips to fold and release the fingers behind your back. Yeah, so just be here again. So see if you can bring the palms of the hands together to touch. And then reach your knuckles up and away from the hips and forward. Shift your weight a little more into the balls of your feet and drop your head. Awesome sauce. Release your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, chest forward. Exhale, hide a little plank. Let it go. Upward facing, inhale. And a good old downward facing, exhale. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, right foot to the outside of the right hand. Step it forward this time, straight forward, yeah. And then drop your left knee down to the mat and untuck your left toes, yeah. So turn your right toes out to the right front corner of your mat. And then send your right knee to the right. So you come onto the right baby toe, like the whole bottom of your foot Right, lift up off the mat. And shift over to the right baby toe. Right knee's going out right. Yeah. Let your hips just surrender down and forward. And slightly draw your chest away from the hips, forward and away from the hips. Yeah. And if you can keep that length in your spine, maybe drop down to the left forearm. But if you feel like you start to really round and curve through your spine, come back up onto your hands. And then same thing, you want to try dropping to the right forearm. If that causes you to like curve up like I am, you're just going to come back to your hands. But if not, maybe both forearms down. Keep drawing the chest slightly forward. Yeah. And I want you to just notice any way you're tensing up. So if you're like interlacing your fingers to kind of grip and hold on, none of that, let it go. Maybe tightening up in your jaw. Can you release tongue away from the roof of your mouth? I just noticed myself like hunch my shoulders up. Yeah, not so good. Drop those down. Full surrender. Release your muscles. You're here for 5 more full deep breaths, whatever that means for you. And if you are down on your forearms after your 5th exhale, you can come back up onto your hands. And same thing, after your 5th exhale, you can squeeze your right knee in towards your right shoulder, turn the right toes to point straight forward again. Just come back into your lunge. Yeah. Keep releasing hips down and forward so you get that nice stretch in the psoas on the left side. And tuck your left toes, lift your left thigh. Push the hands down and forward, pull your hips up and back. You're just going straight back, downward facing dog. Left leg high to the sky, breathe in. Left foot to the outside of the left hand, breathe out. Yeah, get your foot all the way up there, drop your right knee down. Untuck the right toes. Release your hips down and forward and slightly lift your chest forward away from the hips. And then turn your left toes out to the left front corner and send your left knee out to the left. So you come on the left baby toe. Right? Or on that baby toe side of the foot. Yeah. Release hips down and forward. Gently draw the chest forward and maybe come to the right forearm. And just test it out. Like, does that cause me to compensate by doing other weird things with my body? And if so, there's nothing to be gained by coming down to the forearm, right? Same thing with the other forearm. I'm trying not to try. So instead of like, oh, grip and then see if I can go deeper, force it. Yeah, no. Yes, is just melt, surrender, release into the pose. Your body, gravity will be like, that's cool. That's where you need to stop, right? You don't even need to think about that here. Just need to breathe and relax. Take about 5 more breaths. And again, whenever you finish your 5th breath, if you're on your forearms, come up onto your hands. And then squeeze the left knee in towards the left shoulder. That psoas stretch by simply dropping your hips down and forward and slightly lifting your chest up and forward. Just one more big breath in. Exhale, tuck the back toes, lift the back thigh, downward facing dog. Yeah, shift forward, high plank. Lower all the way down to the earth. And come back up to Sphinx pose onto the forearms of your chest. Now let's take a nice big breath in there, chest high. And when you exhale, drop your chin and look over to the left. And then as you inhale, slide the left knee along the floor towards the left elbow. And just exhale there, drop the hips, yeah. All right, so take your right hand and cross it over the left arm. Keep reaching the right hand to the left. Drop the right shoulder down. We'll come into our supine twist from here. So your right arm should be on the ground and your left knee on the ground and your left shin and toes. Keep all of that there. And then just reach your left arm high, breathe in. And when you exhale, look to the left and twist to the left. So left arm out to the left, but only so far as you keep the right arm and the left leg anchored. And just let your body kind of hang there and breathe. So these classes are meant to be power vinyasa, like flow classes. And my mom, when she's like, can we hold things longer? I was like, no, take a different class if you want to hold things longer. And then another student asked me, could you throw some like yin yoga in there? I'm like, no, I'll send you somewhere else for that stuff. Like, I'll do that. All right, so just slowly lift your left arm back up and bring your left hand on top of the right. Just rock over onto the right side body and release, let go, no effort. And come back to center onto your forearms, back to Sphinx. Slide the left leg down. And you do the same thing on the other side. So take a breath, lift your chest. Exhale, chin to chest, and look to the right. And then slide the right knee up towards the right elbow. And drop the hips, lift your chest. I'm going to same thing other side. Take your left hand, your left arm over the right arm. Start to walk your left hand over to the right. Drop your left shoulder. Take a pause here so that you do just let your right knee release, your head release. Your left arm is anchored. And then inhale, reach your right arm up. And when you exhale, look to the right, open up to the right. And left knee, or right knee rather, stays down. Breathe. So my mom said something, this other student said something. And I was like, I wanted to stay true to power vinyasa. That's what I told you we'd be doing. So that's what we're going to do. But then I started to think about how I was just resisting. And when I opened my mind up to like what power vinyasa actually is, there's room for a pause. There's room to hold the poses and to find the vinyasa or the flow with the breath. So hold the pose, but can you still find flow and movement within that? That's an important piece of it. So here we are. And take just enough effort to reach the right arm up and over the left, and just pause over on the left side. Let every single muscle Release. Up onto the forearms, lift your chest, breathe in, and slide the right leg down to meet the left, breathe out. So Sphinx pose, chest up high, inhale. Press into the forearms. Yes, we're doing this. Lift the hips, keep the toes untucked, forearm plank. 30 seconds. I've got the clock. Where can you soften and let go? And where can you keep that flow, that energy moving through your breath? Deep full inhale, deep full exhale. Trying to match the length of both. Yeah. Find your strength, your power, enable the spine, lift the thighs. But there's also power in surrender, which we're going to do right now. Release the knees. Nice work, push back. Child's pose. Forehead to the mat, hips towards the heels. And simply move into a full surrender. Either flip around onto your back for Shavasana, or if you want to end class in a seated position, like more of a meditation, you got to get up and get moving. Sometimes that's nice as an alternative. Shavasana, feet flop open, arms by the sides. Palms face up, and just let the muscles drop off the bones. Just be. If you choose a seated meditation, same idea. Let go of the breath. You just watch the breath without trying to control it. Take another minute or so just to be here. I wanted to share that a lot of people signed up for ab rehab because I forced you to. No. Just joking. A lot of people signed up because they wanted to change something on the outside. They wanted more definition in their abs or to fix a gap in the abs from having a child, that sort of thing. And we spent the first week focusing on building a routine, like self-discipline. Nothing to do with physically changing anything. It has to come with or come from within. If you want change on the outside, you gotta shift on the inside first. And that goes for your own personal change or with anything else. That much I know. But as always, you can take my random thoughts or leave them. Just roll over to one side or the other to a ball to a fetal position or stay seated if you're already there. All right, exhale. Release what you want to release. And then find your way to that comfortable seat if you're not already there. And back to unshakable trust mudra. Interlace all of your fingers and the thumbs up. Hands to the center of the heart. And may you see the beauty in yourself. Bring hands to heart center, palms together to touch, Anjali Mudra. And may you also see that same beauty in each other. We see, thank each other. Namaste. Stop the things, record, stop.